In this set of videos, I'm going to show you how we can program in Visual Basic. So I'm not going to go and just write a lot of programs in front of you. I'm going to try and explain as you go the very basics of the Visual Basic syntax. So the idea is that you should be able to go ahead and start making your own programs and start doing your own different bits and bobs to try and teach yourself how to program. Now, there's a lot to programming, and it's not just learning how to print things and how to type various things. You need to actually learn how to problem solve, which I'll be covering in a different series of videos. So this one is purely Visual Basic syntax. Now, the IDE I'm going to be using is Microsoft Visual Studio. Now, you can get this for free for the community version. I'm pretty sure there's no issues with that. Otherwise you have to pay for it, and it can get quite expensive. Now, you can use loads and loads of different IDEs, it doesn't matter, the language is the same, but the one I'm going to be using has a few different tools in that you might not have available to you if you don't use the same IDE. So I'm going to click Create New Project. I'm just going to call it VB Tutorials. Now, you may want to change where it gets stored. I'm just going to leave mine there, and I'm going to choose a console app. Now, you've got Windows Form apps and you've got console apps. Now, the difference is Windows Forms is like you see menus like you see on the screen in front of you, different menus and buttons and things like that. A console app is just pure black and white text. So if I just quickly go into command prompt, your program's going to look like this. Okay? And click that, I'm going to press OK. So what it's going to do, it's going to create the project for me, and then I'll go through a few tools. I'm not going to go through all the tools, I'm going to go through some of the tools that you're going to be using. Okay, so what's good about Visual Studio is that it already puts in a bit of code for you. Okay, there we go. So you've got your solution here, so that is my full project, and you can have more than one VB file, but for 90% of these videos we're just going to have the one project. So what we've got here is the module, so that is sort of the main sort of overall program. Then we've got a subroutine which is called main, which is where all your code's going to run from, and then it says console.writeline hello world. So if I just run this, I press that button, it will run the program as if you'd opened it up like you would any other piece of software on your computer. So what it'll do is it should just flash up and go off. Now, I'm going to explain why it does that in a moment. So for now, all of your code is going to go into submain. So you can write console.writeline hello world. However, just how Visual Studio kind of works, once the program's finished, it will just turn off. So what we need to do is at the end of our program, not after every console.writeline, but after every program we write, we need to write console.read. Now if I run that, what it does is basically it waits for me to type something to the user before it goes ahead and turns off. So if I just type in enter, it turns off. Okay, so that's the very basic command you're going to learn. Console.writeline hello world. And what that does is that just says whatever you want within speech marks. Now in programming, we have things called data types. We have integers, which are whole numbers. We have strings, which is typed words. And we have decimal numbers as floats and lots and lots. For now, we're just going to stick with strings. Now, when you're doing it WriteLine, what I can't do is I can't just write hello. If I run that, it's going to freak out, it's not going to like it. That's because it needs to be in speech marks. So it needs to say exactly this. And I can make it say whatever I want. I can make it say, hello YouTube. Run it again. And it'll say hello YouTube. So that is your very basic output command. Now if we want to type something into the computer, we need to use the command console.readline. So let's say I was asking, hello, what is your name? And what I might do is have console.readline. Now if I run that, it'll say, hello, what's your name? I'll type in Reese, and then nothing happens. Now that's because we've typed in the name, I've typed in Reese, but the computer has not stored it. Now, what we need to do to store things, we need to use a thing called a variable. Now, what a variable is, it's a named piece of RAM or a named piece of memory that allows you to store data, and it can change whilst the program is running. Now, to go ahead and create a variable, you've got a few different ways you can do it. So, easiest way, and I always remember it in VB, is that you type the word dim. So I can say dim name as string. Now, what we're doing there is dim's a keyword to create a variable. I usually say, because computer's not that clever, it's quite dim, you need to tell it what to remember. That's how I remember it. You might like it, you might not. But dim, because the computer's not very clever and it can't remember things without you telling it. Then the name of the variable. Now really, all your variables should start with a lowercase. So dim name, and then as what types, that can be string, integer, double, float, datetime, whatever your data type is that you're using. But ours is a string, so we can set it as that. Now this has been highlighted at the moment, and that's because I've not used the variable. Okay, so now what I can do is I can go name equals, put it in the right place, name equals console.readline, and what that's going to do is that's going to store that in memory. Now, one thing you can do in Visual Studio is you can click here, and what it does is that does what's called a breakpoint. It pauses the program. So if I run my program, this is sort of the first sort of process in debugging. So at the minute, it says there's nothing in name. Now if I type a name in, so I'm going to say, I'm going to continue first. I'm going to type in Reese. Now I've got a mouse over name, you see it says name, and inside it says Reese. So what I've done is I've stored that in memory. Now what I can do now is I can use that variable in my programming. So now I can say console.writeline, and then we say nice to meet you, and then and ampersand name. Now I can run it. What is your name? Reese. And it says nice to meet you, Reese. Now if you want to make sure, if sometimes what you do is you won't have a space there when you run it, it'll say nice to meet you, Reese, like that, and it will have the space, and you've got to say the space, so like that. So I just need to make sure that you put the space in there. But that's it really. So to output some text, use console.writeline. To input text, we would do console.readline. That can also do numbers as well if you need it to be. And console.read we put right at the end of the program just to stop you from the program closing instantly. Now to create a variable, we use the keyword dim, the name of the variable, as, and then the data type. Okay, and those are your basics. So in the next video we're going to look at how we can do mathematics. We're going to look at how we can start making a bit more of a more advanced program. Now what I would do if I was you is I would take these bits of text I've done and do a little bit of a quiz. That's the first kind of program I'd make, is to let you know what is the capital of Vietnam, what is the capital of England, what is the capital of France, and just get them to input some data. You know, you don't have to score it, we're not going to check if they're right or wrong, just input in lots of different data. How old am I? Have a little play, maybe try an integer. So dim age as integer, and you could have something like, how old are you? You type in a number. But I'll leave that with you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.